I'm Julia Kelly, the author of The Last Garden in England, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about some of the research that I did for this book. Obviously, it's a book set around a garden, so there was quite a bit of gardening research, which this garden played a big role in. This is my family's garden. But I also wanted to talk a little bit about one of the really fun things that well, fun for some people, things that I got to research, which was the requisition of houses in World War II. So houses, big and small, were requisitioned. So if you've ever seen Downton Abbey, the house is requisitioned during World War I to become a medical hospital. That is also the case in World War II, but it's not just the big houses that you would think of with the Downton Abbeys and things like that. It's also smaller homes, and my family's home here, which is where we're standing right now, was requisitioned as well. It was used by the Women's Auxiliary Air Force to house officers. So it really could have been absolutely anybody whose home was quote-unquote borrowed by the British government for the duration of the war. And one of the reasons that's really important for The Last Garden in England is I wanted to make sure that I could bring a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds together. So I decided that the house at the center of the book, Highbury House, would become a requisitioned home, becomes a convalescent hospital in 1944, a little bit before that when the book happens. And not only does that give you the opportunity to introduce the people who worked and lived at the house to a whole group of different people in terms of nurses and doctors and the soldiers who they were treating, but it also allows you to introduce characters from around the village, including the land girls, and one of my characters, Beth, is a land girl working on a local farm. So it really was an incredible way as an author to bring a whole bunch of different people together and really explore kind of an interesting period of time that I think a lot of us don't necessarily think of because we've never been asked to put ourselves in the situation where our own homes are requisitioned. So that's a little bit about the research behind the book. I hope you enjoy it.